welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another diecast restoration video, and I hope you're all keeping well since the last video. And you may be thinking, what the hell has he got that hard hat on for? Well, I'll tell you what, you know, where I've got my camera, I keep bumping into it all the time. I keep banging my head on it. And in the comments of my last video, Mr. Bill Forrest suggested that I'd have to wear a hard hat because I keep banging my head on the camera. Well, you know, that's a damn good idea, that. And so that's what I'm going to do from now on. So that's why I've got this on. Now, I tried before, you know, I put my safety boots on from work. Still kept banging my head on the camera. I got my high-vis fleece on. That didn't stop me banging my head on the camera. So really, I've tried all the other safety gear I've got, and none of it stopped me banging my head on the camera. But now I've got the hat on. It's not going to stop me banging my head on the camera, but you know, I won't feel it quite so much now. But anyway, so that's why I've got that on anyway. So thanks, Bill, for that suggestion. It's a brilliant idea. Right, okay. Now then, before we go any further, I'd just like to say thank you very much to all my subscribers, all of you out there who stick with me and watch my videos. I know they can be a bit long, well, most of the time they're a bit long. But anyway, you know, thanks for watching them, and I hope you do enjoy them and don't get too bored. I mean, I know you can always fast forward in some of the bits, because you know, my videos are virtually the same every time I do them. I keep to the same sort of format, and perhaps I should change a bit, I don't know, but this is the way I find it easiest to do. It's a bit like a routine, and if I end up going astray out of my routine, I get myself all confused. Anyway, so yeah, thanks very much everybody for making your comments and watching my videos. Right, so we better get on with this week's restoration. So I'm looking down at the box I've made for this one, and this time it's going to be the restoration of a Dinky Toys number 192, and that's a Range Rover. And it says on the box here it's got speed wheels, so it's an exciting scale model with speed wheels. So we're going to go like the clappers with this one, I tell you. And turning the box around, it says Dinky Toys Range Rover with opening doors, bonnet and tailgate, and it says it's got a steering wheel as well. So I don't know why they advertise that, 'cause it's only a bit of old plastic shoved in a hole in the plastic interior. Doesn't really do anything. You know, when you advertise a steering wheel, well, certainly I would want, as a kid, thinking, oh, there's a steering wheel on that, that's going to work, it's going to turn the steering, you know, on the front wheels, and it doesn't. It's just a bit of old plastic shoved in, so it's a bit of a disappointment really with all this advertising. But anyway, I'm getting a bit carried away now. So yeah, I had a few problems with this one, and on the tailgate I painstakingly picked out the Range Rover letters in black on the back, and I thought, you know, that's great. I really did it carefully, and then I lacquered it, and the lacquer made all the black run off the top of the letters and sort of down the side, so it kind of balls it up a bit. So I've done most of my outdoor shots, and then on my, you know, on the turntable, the bit of film at the end, the before and after ones on my turntable. I've done that sort of with the letters, with the paint having run off them. You know, but since then I'm looking at it and I think, oh, that it looks shit really. So what I've done, I've redone that bit, redone the letters, and you know, but since then I'm looking at it and I think, oh, that it looks shit really. So what I've done, I've redone that bit, redone the letters, and, you know, but since then I've looked at it and I think, oh, that it looks shit really. So what I've done, I've redone that bit, redone the letters, and it's a little bit improved. So what I've done, I've put 2 or 3 still shots at the end of my still shot ones with the number plate, not the number plate, with the letters redone on the back of Range Rover. So you know, it's improved it a little bit, so I hope you think so too. But obviously when it goes back at the end to the turntable shots, it's going to be the old, how it first was. So anyway, I guess without any more hold-ups, we better get on with it. And as I always say, please sit back, relax, enjoy watching the video, see how I got on with this one. Okay then, let's take a closer look at what we got here. Range Rover, Dinky toys, made in England. Range Rover. Now this is another one I had when I was a kid. I was a sport little bugger when I was younger. And I think all I've got left of the one I had is the I can't remember exactly, but it's the tailboard. I think I've got tailboard, and I might have the tailgate. All the rest I broke. So anyway, this one's pretty much complete. 2 of the tyres missing, bent axles, so we'll have to straighten those up if we can. Tailgates there, top and bottom. The seat backrests is there. Oh, there. Doors open. That's all fine. Bonnet opens. Not much detail in the engines. Jeweled headlights. We'll have to get those out. No, we probably won't have to get those out because this should just polish up. It's not painted, so hopefully we can polish that up, so get away with leaving the jeweled headlights in probably. Cracked windscreen. That's really the worst part about this, is the cracked window unit. But never fear, because we have a reproduction one. And even though it's brand new, it's got a few scratches in it. But sometimes I'm a little bit reluctant to go doing these with a nail buffer, because some of them, when they're new, or whatever plastic they use now to make the reproduction ones, sometimes they don't always come up very well. You end up making them a bit sort of foggy, they don't shine up. I've had this with a couple of windows. I mean, it might be alright, I don't know, it might not be. We'll have to maybe see. Right, so 2 rivets, a big one at the front, and they're the nipple type, so we'll have to flatten the top down a little bit and then make the little indentation with the punch so we can drill them out. This one's got the steering wheel as well. I think I've got part of the interior of my old one as well, you know, tin down there, so not that matters because the interior is in this one, so that's fine. I think I read somewhere that they weren't quite right with their scale, and it does look like it. These Dinky ones, the back is a bit too long behind the wheel. And I think that is right, because if you look at a real one from this era, it doesn't quite go so far back. I mean, the one I had a real Range Rover. I think she was made in 83, but it was a 84 model. So there you go, that's the Range Rover I used to have. She was a 1984 model, but built at the end of 1983, and I bought it second hand. 2 years old it was, 2,000 miles on the clock. So there you are. I had her for 15 years. It was my pride and joy, and the only reason I sold her was when the petrol went all to unleaded, and the guy that used to service it for me, he was also a big Range Rover fan. He advised me to get rid of it because he said the petrol won't do it any good. You know, I think there were certain models between certain years, and mine was one of them, where it affected them quite a bit, the petrol did. So that's why I sold it, and I bought a Cherokee Jeep after that, and to be quite honest, it was a load of shite. I hated it. You know, I had it 2 years and I got rid of it. Then I ended up buying my Toyota Land Cruiser, which was that really was a nice car. But, you know, she was, what, 21 years old when I got rid of it, and I thought, get rid of it before I started to spend money on that as well. So I usually get my money's worth out of my cars. Anyway, that was my Range Rover. She's a later one, obviously, than the model, because the model's a 2-door, and this one was a 4-door, but it was a lovely motor. Anyway, I've digressed a bit. So yeah, let's get this base drilled off, or drill off the rivets heads and get the base off and see what we've got inside. Okay, I've drilled these posts, so let's see if it comes undone. Oh, there you go. Right. Right, these wheels, they pinched, the axles are pinched in. I guess the wheels just pull off. I assume they're the same. Yeah. There's like little, I don't know if that was meant to come off or not, but there's like little plastic bits on the axle. That looks like those gonna stay on there. It's alright, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse to straighten the axle. These pieces are really pinched. I don't know if you can see that. They're really pinched in. If I open those out, I'm afraid they're going to break. Could try one, I suppose. No, I can't get anything in there for some reason. Okay, well we'll just have to pull these wheels off like this, and then I'm going to have to try and straighten those axles as best I can, I think. It's not a great idea really. Okay, oh well, I don't need to get the dual lights out because I'm not going to paint that base. Right, I'm guessing the interior, but the doors have to come off. Looks like the doors have to come out next before the interior, so that's going to be a fiddle. Be a fiddle to get back in, I think. There. So you have to open, lift that bit, twist it round like that, and then pull it towards the back. It's going to be alright. Rigmarole trying to get that back in, I think. Right, so this interior's got to come out next. So that's alright, it's just dirty. Might have a little crack there in the back. I think it has, but you can't see it. But that's the actual casting that's cracked that, obviously when they put it together. Right, so that just needs to go in the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, I see. So there's a rivet in here to hold this plastic in, and this plastic has got a piece on there which holds the tailgate in place, the top part of it. So that's going to be a bit of a bugger. That's going to be a bit of a bugger. Right, well, this is going to have to be ground, or it's going to have to be ground or drilled. But there's not much to play with, so you have to be careful not to go through the roof. Unless I do Martin Dare's trick, heat the piece of pipe up and melt it onto that, and I could always grind down that afterwards to put the new glass in. I'm not sure what I'll do yet. Anyway, this bonnet can come out now, because it was the interior holding that in, so it'll be open. I can't get it off. Oh, there you are, it's tight. You have to be careful putting that back with the paint. Okay, so we got this lower part of the tailgate to get out, so it's just, you know, lift and push in. A little bit of a fiddle, but not too bad. Okay, so I'm just going to get that off now. Okay, I've got that out, but it's I didn't worry too much. I just prized it out with a screwdriver because that's naff anyway, that piece. So I'm going to have to tidy up around that bit, but anyway, this top tail gate comes out right now. Okay, so I'm going to clean all that off. That little piece there is bent down, so I'm going to have to straighten that. This is going to be a bit awkward because there's no depth to drill that, so I don't know quite whether to just drill it a little bit. Just drill it a little bit and put a short rivet in. I'll have to think about that one as well. Okay, I'm going to clean this piece up here, and then after I've done that, I'll see you over at the caustic soda bath, and we'll put all these metal bits in there, try and clean the paint off. Okay. Well, that's starting to blister. The paint's starting to blister a bit on the Range Rover. So I think it's coming off. It is coming off. Okay, so as per usual, I'm going to leave it a few minutes and then I'll come back to you when it's on the bench, and I'll have wire brushed it all ready for putting the primer on. Okay, so we'll catch you then. Okay, so that's it all wire brushed and cleaned up, ready for primering, so I'm going to go out and primer that now. Okay, so next day now, I've just come home from work. I did the primer last night, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a silver coat now, metallic silver, and then after I've done that I'm going to do the gold. Okay, so I've sprayed the colour coat on there. Now it's not come out the colour I thought it would. It's a bit more gold than what the original was, but I've decided to leave it like that. And what I'm going to do, I need to mask off some of these bits on here. So I want to mask off like the top of the Range Rover and that. And what I want, this strip down here needs to be black, because on the real ones, certainly on the one I had, this was black plastic, believe it or not, along there. And on mine all this was black. The pillars, the window pillars and the door pillars, all that bit in there was black. Now on these models, which are the earlier ones, it seems that just this back part here was black, and the top window across the back of the tailgate part was black. And then of course the back bumpers were black. The back bumper and the front bumper was black. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and mask this off to do that. Now on this I noticed, but I've only sort of just noticed it now, there's a number plate. Well, it's a moulding light for a number plate on that back bumper. Now in real life that wouldn't have had that, and I didn't sort of notice it before I painted it, otherwise I would have filed it off. But I've painted it now and I don't want to have to paint it all again. I mean, if the masking goes wrong I might have to, but I don't want to, so I'm going to leave that as it is. But normally the number plate was on the tailgate. Where's my tailgate? It's here. So I don't know if you can see. I'm going to just put it down. Not easy here. Okay, so there's the tailgate. Now normally the number plate went, I can't show you, in on that bottom bit, but just underneath the lip there. So that's where I'm going to put it, and that's where it was on the one I had anyway. Okay, so I'm going to mask that off. Look. Okay then, so I'm going to mask that up now, and then I'll show you when I've masked it before I paint the black on. Okay, I've masked that up and I've chucked a bit of lacquer on it. Yeah, so I'm going to spray those little bits black now. Right, okay, we're ready for assembly time. I've painted the front black. I've put the number plate on, Jersey number plate. That's the registration that my old Range Rover used to be. I've put some new jewelled headlights in because the old ones, I don't know, I can't remember, did they come out, or anyway I lost them. I can't remember what happened because it's been a while since I undid this one. So I put new ones in. I've done the detailing, I've done those black bits, done the rear lights. Not that easy to paint because the ridges in this casting for the lights are not quite how the real one should be. The front is a bit better, so I've done the indicators and side lights, done the engine, and I did the grille there along the front under the windscreen. Did that black. That's supposed to be black as well. The tailboard I was a bit disappointed with, because I very carefully, it took me ages, did the Range Rover in black, and I thought, that's I'm pleased with that. It's a really good job. It's so tiny, and I've done it nice, and then I lacquered it, and all the black run off the top of the letters sort of down to the long side, so it hasn't turned out quite as nice as what it started out to be. Again, I've made a number plate. That's where it was on mine. The same kind of number plate, same J number with my GBJ alongside. That's exactly how mine used to be. Okay, so the interior, I've done the grey dashboard as mine was. Mine was a slightly lighter brown inside, more of a caramaki colour, so this is slightly darker. What else? I've done the door handles on the door, slightly different to mine again. Mine were a little square. One's higher up in the top of the door there because it was a 4-door. That's a new window unit. Polished the wheels up, cleaned the tyres up. There was some tyre cleaner, and I've got my rivets here in my tape, masking tape, so I don't mix them up. So it's the front rivet and the rear rivet. Okay, so that's all done. The only thing there isn't on this one is the Range Rover across the front of the bonnet, which mine had, but they obviously didn't do them on this model. I didn't really notice before I started painting, this casting is not that great actually. It's pretty rough, and it's only once I've painted it I've realised how rough it was. So I perhaps could have done a bit better on that, but I have got another one to do, so all is not lost. You know, I'll have a go. I will do this one at a later date as well. I might actually do this one different colour as well, because the original colour that this model was done, I've never actually seen a Range Rover this colour. It's a bit of a strange old colour. I've seen them that colour, gold. There were a couple kicking around Jersey. But I've never seen this orangey, metallic-y colour on a Range Rover. So I might do another custom job. Anyway, let's set to and start putting this one together. Right, okay, let's clear a little bit of space here. I will need that window unit first, so move the tailboard. I'm going to need the tailgate. Bonnet I'll put out the way. Right, okay, so we're going to start by putting the window unit in, but the tailgate's going to have to go in first. So put that in there. Now I'm going to put some 5-second fix on this, because I don't want it to, oh, I've pulled the whole thing out. I don't want it to cloud the window unit by putting super glue on it. So I'll put a bit of this 5-second fix. It should work, because through the plastic it should shine, the light should shine okay to make it go hard. Hopefully. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. Okay. Let's get this in. There. Right, so I'm going to have to hold that down and then we'll shine the old light through. So it is 5 second fix, but it takes a bit longer than 5 seconds. And so I'm going to keep shining this on here until it goes off, and then obviously I'll come back to you when that's gone off. Okay, that seems to be okay. It's not that stiff on the tailgate, unfortunately, that piece of plastic. But anyway, it does hold it up. Right, next thing, and I'll just put that to one side because I want to put these wheels on. Mustn't knock it into the doors, end up chipping the paint. So we'll put these wheels on. They just push on. These plastic collars just push into the inside of the wheel, so that's pretty simple. So put those on. Might need a bit of a screwdriver here just to push them from the inside. Make sure they go right inside the wheel. That's it. That's it with that one. Put this one on. That's it. That one's gone in. This one. If you just push the wheel on, the plastic inserts won't go all the way into the wheel, into the hub. So you've got to push them down with a screwdriver or something like that. Whatever you've got handy to do the job. That's it. Now these axles are so thin that, you know, they will just bend easily. Right, that's okay. Okay, we'll put him to one side, get this back. Right, we need to put probably the bonnet in, I think, and the tail board. So that just slips in under there like that. Tail board. Come on. That's him. Now, this plastic unit, has to go in, but not like that. Now that I've knocked the tailgate out now, tailboard out. So that's got to go underneath this bit. So put it in that way, and then like that. There, and that holds the tailboard in, and also the bonnet. Now the doors. So if I remember, it was a little bit of a fiddle getting these doors out, so should I have put them in first? I think I should have put them in maybe first. Yes, I think so. No. No. I know they're a bit of a fiddle getting them out. Now, it's a bit tight for some reason. Why is that tight? Where is it tight? Oh, there's always something that doesn't quite work out with these things. How's it tight because of the inside? Have I quite got the interior unit right? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. The door won't shut properly. Why? Why? Doesn't seem to be touching on anything. Very strange. Very strange. Very strange. I'm going to have to undo that again. I think I'm going to get this out. Get this interior out and see what's going on. Because that door shouldn't be that tight like that. Let's try putting it in. Okay, I see what it is. It's this blasted window unit. It's a blasted window unit. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at that off camera. Okay, so the windscreen, well, the actual windscreen itself was too wide, so I've had to cut a little tiny piece off each side to get this right. Now the tailboard fell out again, so I'm going to have to put him back in. Oh, come on. This is when I hate it, when it starts going wrong like this. Again, it's reproduction parts that don't fit properly. That's the problem. Okay, so oh no, I've got to put this in first, haven't I? Okay, so back in first. Okay, and then the doors. Then the doors. Which is the fiddle. See, get that in the hole. This one. Okay. Right. Now for the base. Now what I'm going to do is put a bit of glue on that bit there, because it'll help to stick that, because that rivet is barely going in at all. It's very, very shallow. You can see by that one it's very shallow, so it's probably going to need that bit of glue to help to hold it together. And I might put a little bit on the front bit as well, because that's the same. And that bonnet's come out again. Right, okay. So we've got to make sure that these doors line up with the holes in the base. Another flipping game. Is that one there? No, not quite. See, I think it's gone this time. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put these rivets in. Tiny spot more glue in there. There. And in the front one. And there. Okay, here we go. As you can see, very little rivet to put in there. It's more for show than anything else, to be honest. That one. Okay, now this one, very slightly longer, but still very short. Okay, so I'm going to leave that dry for a few minutes, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so that's dry now. So there you go. Job done. Right, I've made a box to go with this one. So what I'm going to do, the same as usual, do some outdoor shots. I can't do them today because it's pouring with rain outside. But anyway, I'm going to do the outdoor shots, and then we'll show it before and after on the turntable. And then really all that remains for me to say is I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed this restoration. I hope you like the result. It turned out it was going to be just a normal kind of restoration as the original, but then my paint didn't quite work out the right colour, which then made me go on to sort of do a custom job on it, a custom paint job. So I think it looks quite nice with the extra details on. It looks more realistic. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and that's if you haven't already, and then you know, join me again next time for another die-cast restoration video. So until then, cheerio for now, stay safe, all the best, and I'll see you next time. Cheery, hubby, bye for now.